We're gonna be safe and sound tonight.
Hello everyone, I think I did this math a while ago, but I never made a video on it. So I went back and we're doing a video today on Georgism and the land value tax, which is a federal property tax which would finance a UBI with a whole bunch of cuts. So this is all just speculative stuff. I did a UBI video previously, but this is even more libertarian than that one. So these are additional cuts. We have billions of dollars generated by cutting the state government, billions of dollars generated by cutting the local government, and then increased economic growth, which makes extra billions of dollars available. Now, we're assuming the income tax is eliminated, so this is replacing the income tax. So we're actually going to drop that down to 0. You have your population receiving UBI, millions of people, millions of pop. Your size of bag, which is changeable down here, adjustable, and then this is your total cost. This is your revenue from the land value tax, which is this chart right here. Total cuts and additional revenue. This also subtracts the military spending. So we get money from cuts, money from the land value tax, UBI 97% funded. So we have our UBI pretty much fully funded with a 1% land value tax. This is on the developed land. So you could do raw land, which is 0.2 trillion or 200 billion, or developed land, which is 800 billion. So you get your necessary $2 trillion a year. It's at 97%, so let's cut a little bit more state. 102 fully funded. This is with a slight cut in military spending. I think it's 700 billion right now, down to 450, and the rest of the federal government is cut. A lot of the state government is cut too, with a minor local government cut. So this is with no income tax, no payroll tax, cutting all of that stuff. Lots of cuts. Cutting taxes, cutting spending. The only added tax is the federal land value tax of 1%. So, as you can see, most of the spending comes from cuts. You could do, if you wanted to go more ANCAP with it. Now we're going to simplify even further. We're replacing all 3, and we're only focusing on this section right here, the ultra-libertarian version. So this is, and when I say ultra, I mean ultra. This is our military spending cut by 90% because we're at 700 billion today. This is our size of bag. We're going to keep the bag small so we can have a very small tax rate. Total cost of bag for the whole nation, 586 billion. This is our land value tax, which is the only tax we are going to have for state, federal, and local. So this is we're cutting all 3 levels of government and only replacing it with this one tax rate. We have $640 billion generated with the 70 military spending subtracted, and you have pretty much 97% funded. So let's do 60 here. My apologies. That's close enough. So over a 90% cut for military. So we have 0.8%. Let's actually do this here. Your home price, and this is dollars per month in land value tax. So your home price will be in the thousands. Let's say 450. Just because sorry. So let's do 300. We won't assume you're struggling. So dollars per month for your land value would be 300 times your annual tax rate divided by 12. So you are paying 20 cents a month. That's not right. We have to multiply by 1,000. $200 a month. Quick debug there. So you're paying $200 a month for your land value tax, but your UBI is $200 a month. So if you have more than one person in your household, you have a net gain. Of course, if you have a commercial property, you're paying your land value tax on the commercial property as well. So you will be in the negatives. This is for arcology. Arcology would be version 6, would be paying $23 million a year, $161 per resident per year. But each resident is getting $2,400 a month for a net gain of 1,500%. Now you might ask yourself, how is this possible? Well, because the arcology construction cost is so low, so the property taxes they pay are far below average. At $20,000 per resident, that is far below the average of, say, $200,000 or $300,000. If you take the developed land, so we're using the developed land of 80 trillion with 330 million people, the average is far higher than 20,000, and yet the UBI pays a universal rate. So the arcology cost per resident is much lower than the average, and yet they receive the average in their UBI payment. So that's why you have a net gain of 1,500%. And why you can make money from the UBI with a house of 300,000, because the developed land average is much higher than 300,000, probably closer to 500,000. But if we saw this libertarian society develop and become a reality, the price of real estate would probably deflate, and you'd have to adjust these numbers in real time. But it's something to think about for possibly a version 2 of the Panarchist Constitution. It would be really cool to have like a $100 UBI built into the Panarchist Constitution. Something to think about, something to consider. This math has really made me consider such a possibility. Anyway, that's it for this video. Maybe we'll see something like that later this year. Thank you, and have a nice day.
It's over. Nobody wins.
If you want to see a new and better world come to fruition, as I do, then like, share, and subscribe. You can find an incredible amount of math, knowledge, and 3D renders by clicking on the channel name. And remember, we need you to help spread this vision across the internet for all to see and become familiar with. Let us build this new world together.